Alrighty, let's get into going into the Week 14 power rankings. We don't have Sage's. We can guess his. We can get his. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. But Addison, I'll start with you this week. Let's hear your top teams in the NFL.
Well,
before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Gold Fine and Bowles, lawyers for the injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PLAYBOOKSPORTS on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video.
Top teams of the NFL after Week 13, according to this guy right here. Number 6, honorable mention, the Miami Dolphins. I had them here last week. No movement. Good win. Great win. I mean, dominant start to finish. Offense looked good. Defense looked good.
All three phases.
Yeah, special teams look good.
Yeah.
Commanders going to score some points. Their offense can do that. That's probably the only thing they can do.
And they only scored 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Held them
so
down.
it's like,
Howell, worst game of the season.
Yeah.
Only 100-something passing yards.
I'd give him that Bills game. Might be the worst game of the season.
True.
But other than that,
fair. Yeah,
5
fair.
picks.
Good
But
point. That's his worst game of the
still,
season.
Though,
Fair point.
Defense is stepping up big right now for Miami.
Been balling.
And if they're playing like this, watch out. They're just going to rise on this list. But right now, I got them 6. Only because the team's ahead of them, just a smidge ahead of them. Number 5, my Philly Eagles.
Ooh, that's a steep drop.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Going from 1 to 5.
Crying, Eagles crying.
1 to 5. And it's only because of the stuff I mentioned earlier. They've been getting outgained.
Yeah.
And turning the ball over too much. And eventually it comes back to bite you in the ass when you play a great team like San Fran. You get shit pumped at home.
Yeah.
With being up 6-0 and having ball, and end up losing by 3 touchdowns. So, wasn't even close. I just want to see, obviously I know Philly's locker room has got this bumping, and Jalen Hurts is listening to me specifically
he's like,
in
you
his
bitch,
Hulu Live Sports.
Uh-huh.
I just want to see a little something bounce back. I want to see a little anger from Philly, I want to see a clean game. I want to see domination start to finish. Let's go get a 40 burger and allow 10. Why cannot maybe not this week. Yeah, hey, we'll talk about that because Dallas, but I want to see a domination from Philly soon. A game from start to finish where it's clean. So I got him at 5. Big drop.
Big drop.
Big drop.
Respect.
Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
Not moving.
Interesting.
It's only because Packers are rolling right now. And it's sick to say that I'm giving the Packers some credit, but I'm looking at that game in Lambeau. It's just a weird one, and I'm giving Patrick Mahomes the credit that I'm not giving at this moment Jalen Hurts, because Mahomes has done it, said and won it, the Super Bowl. And when push comes to shove, that guy's still there. That guy's still healthy for the Kansas City Chiefs. I just couldn't pull him out. I didn't after they had struggled for a bit and then bounced back against the Raiders. I'm not yet. If they lose again, they're for sure gone.
Yeah,
but
have to be.
I'm keeping them right here. I'm not giving up on them quite yet. Number 3, Baltimore Ravens. Not moving them. Still 3, obviously, bye. Can't really go up or down off that. Tough one. But defense is damn good. I'm still waiting for that closure on defense to step up. I mean, Roquan's pretty good. But end of the game, let's go get some sacks big time. Offense, Lamar still is doing it at a high level. So they're going to be up in the top 3. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Massive jump before this week's matchup between them and the Philly Eagles.
Huge game.
The way Dallas's offense is rolling, just game after game after game after game. And then on the other side of the ball, you have the defense. Just not fair right now. And I said it when we talked about MVP. I think Dak's that guy. And if it was my vote, he would be. So I've got them at 2. And the number 1, taking over the number 1 spot, San Francisco 49ers, just start to finish. I mean, besides the first 2 drives in the game, and they didn't even go bad for San Fran. They only allowed red zone field goals. The rest was San Fran. I mean, so 10 minutes of the game went Philly, you could argue, then the rest San Fran. In Philly, just a monster statement game for a team that lost without their quarterback. Just high emotions. They wanted that one really bad. They went out and got it, and so they got my number 1 spot. Yeah. So I got Miami, Philly, KC staying there, Baltimore, Dallas, San Fran.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, I'm going to jump in. Colin, I'll save you for last. All right, I'm going honorable mention, Detroit Lions. I'm keeping them there. They have not looked good, but if I was going to argue Jacksonville in this spot, Trevor Lawrence is down. If I was going to argue Kansas City in this spot, they have not impressed me, man. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't enjoy watching Patrick Mahomes play football right now. I don't,
Their
because
offense is
their
ugly.
offense has been bad, and if their defense is going to start giving up points, like Jordan Love threw 267, 3 touchdowns. He had a flawless fucking
Yeah.
football game, man. They cooked their defense to the tune of 27 points. Patrick Mahomes, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And Taylor Swift was in attendance.
Yeah, I know. That's
T. Swift was
not
there,
good.
and they couldn't score points. 19 points against the Packers. That is brutal, man. So I'm gonna lean Detroit in this spot right now at 9-3, still winning games, but ugly. We'll see where Detroit is after this week. If they lose to the Bears, you can just put them away.
Mm-hmm.
Put them away for the year. Put them on the shelf. They're done. Number 5, I'm keeping Dallas right here in this spot. They did exactly what you want them to do against Seattle. Just crushed them. I was a little disappointed in the defensive performance from Dallas, letting Geno throw for 330 yards and 3 tuds. Didn't love to see that. But Dak Prescott is playing his best football of his entire career right now, and they're absolutely rolling. And at home, they're a tough fucking team to beat right now.
I'd also say, man, DK just had a DK game.
Yeah, he had a DK
He
game.
went
He
crazy,
did.
ballistic.
He did. They targeted Deron Bland
Yeah,
a lot,
they
which
just
made me
accepted it.
nervous.
They just accepted that.
And-
That's the
and-
only guy they're going after.
Yeah, and he struggled,
Yeah.
but that's DK, and DK is tough. So I'm looking forward to the matchup this weekend on Sunday between
Yeah.
Eagles Cowboys.
Yeah.
What is that?
40, yeah.
I like that.
I'm like
Oh,
that.
Love that. Love that.
I saw some guy on TikTok who was doing a whole bunch of ASL things. And people like commented what to do. He's like, I like that.
Nice.
That's
I like that.
awesome.
I like that.
He was like, breaking down what Devo did in
Uh-huh.
the celebration. He's like, or I forget what he did. But
That's good. Stand on business. I think I saw stand on business
Love
maybe.
that.
Number 4, I'm keeping the Miami Dolphins right here. 45-15 in Washington. Went on the road. Colder, not cold, but coldish. It was like 40 degrees in Washington. And I was concerned, all right, is Washington going to score? Washington can score. They can't stop anybody, and they didn't stop us all day. 45 points. Devon Achane, 2 touchdowns. Welcome back, kid. Good to fucking see ya. Absolute stud. Back-to-back weeks where the Commanders gave up 45 points. We knew we would score. But they only scored 15 points. Defense absolutely stepped up and just swallowed them. Sam Howell, one interception, 127 passing yards. Terry McLaurin, 0 for 0.
Yeah,
Didn't
running
get a single catch. Just ran out there and ran
Running
cardio.
today,
Yeah, I don't think
17 played today?
17 did not play on
Dante Banks talking
Sunday.
shit a couple weeks
17 play today? No, he did not. The Commanders were absolutely shut down. Dolphins defense just continues to fucking ball. And that was without Javon Holland and Jalen Phillips. Just locked him up. Number 3, Philadelphia Eagles drop from 1 to 3 after the absolute ass kicking at the hands of San Francisco, who will be, spoiler alert, number 1. I kept Baltimore at 2. It's where they were last week. They stay at 2. They didn't play. Thought about moving them. I'm going to let them ride at 2. Number 1 is San Francisco, because they have played several playoff teams this year, and they have absolutely demolished them. You look at who they've played in their schedule. Week 1 against Pittsburgh, who is currently holding a playoff spot. That doesn't mean a whole lot, but they are currently holding a playoff spot. They beat them 30-7. They took on Dallas. They took on the 2 best teams in the NFC, in Philadelphia and Dallas. And the combined margin of victory, 42-10, 42-19. They outscored them 84-29. Those are the 2 other best teams in the NFC. That is unfreaking believable. I mean, that's insanity. They beat the Seahawks 31-13 in Seattle. I mean, they're just absolutely routing good teams. Like, they are doing it against the best. 34-3 against the Jags and Trevor Lawrence. San Francisco looks unstoppable when they have all of their pieces rolling, and they're absolutely rolling. There was never a point in that Eagles game where I was like, here come the Eagles,
Yeah.
here come the Eagles.
Hate to pull it to baseball, but it's like I look at this Niners team, like the Royals when they lost,
Mm-hmm.
Cubs when they didn't make it to the World Series. It's like they got close,
And now they're
just
going
missed
over.
it, and
Yep.
especially with an injury. Add that, it's not even like they just missed out on talent wise. It's like
Right.
they feel like if they had Purdy, they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So now they're
they
like,
did.
we're all the way back locked in, boys. We're
Yeah.
here. We're trying to get our shit for real and get the fuck out because we know it ain't the championship window don't last long.
Right,
So,
gotta
yeah.
go. I will say, if these teams meet up again in the playoffs, I do not expect this to be the
No,
score.
no.
I really think San Francisco's had this game circled since
Yeah,
they lost
seriously,
in the championship game.
and-
Like, this was their regular season
And
Super Bowl,
We
for
brought
sure.
up how much I don't know how it hurts them to win.
Yes.
But like when it's just we bodied them. You know,
Bodied
like
them. We're
Woo!
fine. Yep,
You
we
don't
don't have
think
to worry about
Philly's
them.
now going to do the same thing to y'all when it
Yep.
comes playoff time? Like, come on.
I mean, they had the Eagles in a fucking blender.
Blender.
I mean, Jalen Carter's on the sideline
Yeah.
in tears because
Yeah.
he's getting shit talked and he doesn't know how to handle it. I mean, they got absolutely destroyed. Just destroyed. And when you destroy the unanimous number 1 team in all of our power rankings, you go to number 1.
Yeah.
That's how that works. So I go Detroit, Dallas, Miami, Philly, Baltimore, San Fran. Colin, bring us home. Power rankings.
Yeah, honorable mention here is Detroit as well. They won a close game, and New Orleans almost choked that game.
Almost
They're up
choked it.
21-0, and they won by 5. But here they are, 9-3. Haven't looked the best last few weeks, but they're still winning. Still a division leader. Miami here at number 5. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Great road win. I don't think there's a more electrifying player in the NFL than Andrew Van Ginkel.
Agreed.
I'm sure that's exactly where
That's where I thought you were going with
in
that.
the
Was
intro.
it AVG? Yeah.
And then you get
King.
Tyree for a couple of big bonds as well.
Yep.
Wow. What a show on Sunday. Just proved that Jack Del Rio was the problem.
Clearly.
in this defense.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Good firing.
Number 4 here, Dallas moves up a spot for me. Sorry Chiefs, sorry Jags. You both
Yeah,
dropped with
see ya.
injury and with loss, and the way you looked in the loss
Mhm.
plays into it. Dallas here at 4 looks solid offensively.
Yes.
Seattle scored 5 touchdowns in the first 7 drives, which is tough.
Yeah, that's not
On
great.
Thursday night, so defense got shored up, but they
Yep.
got a few stops when it mattered most in the fourth quarter. So
Yes.
I'm here at 4. 3, Baltimore Ravens. I have here 9-3. You win the bye, or I think I had them at 3 last week or 2 last week. You stay the same.
Had him at 2 last week.
You don't move on the bye. Philly moves down a spot here to 2. Listen, they got shit pumped at home. Didn't look great, but they're still 10-2 at the end of the day. And
Yes.
if I had to pick a handful of teams that I trust at any point on a neutral field, on a road
Philly's
field,
one of them.
Philly's one of the teams I trust, and it pains me to say that as a Dallas fan. But Philly at 2 with the 49ers at 1.
Yeah. A new unanimous king.
Yep.
I mean, when you go to the king's house, you eat his mutton.
To be the best.
Yeah.
You got to beat the best.
Yeah.
And not only
Fuck
beat the
it.
best, they
Dominate.
slaughtered the best.
The only thing I want to say in defense of the Chiefs here.
Uh-huh.
Bullshit, no call.
Agreed.
But so close to goal line. Obviously, you have to get 8. And it did look ugly.
Mhm.
But it's like, come on, man. Throw the flags,
That
ref. That
close.
was
You know it was
such
a makeup call.
Yeah, I know,
for
but
the
it's
Mahomes.
just so bold.
I know. I hate that. I hate makeup calls.
Don't
It's like,
do
no.
that.
If it's a flag, it's a flag. It's a
Mhm.
flag.
And
Throw
then,
the flag.
I
There's
mean,
obvious
obviously,
PI.
you don't want to go back and nitpick all losses, but it's
Right.
like Eagles, tough
Yeah,
loss.
tough game.
And then a division rival that finally gets over the hump against them in the
Chiefs, Denver.
Broncos. And it's like, let's not count out those Chiefs. I get it. I respect it. Not
I don't count. I will never count them out because
No, exactly. And it's just the way they're playing right now. I'm going to ride with them in my top 5 still, just so when they're still in the top 5 next week for all y'all can go, never left.
Told you,
Never
undefeated, never
left.
lost. My concern is their points scored in their last
No,
5
I know.
games.
I mean, what, 19? It's almost getting lower.
9 against the Chiefs, 14 against the Dolphins,
It's just
17
getting
against
higher.
the Eagles,
I'd say it's getting lower.
31 against the Raiders was good, but then only 19. Like
Mhm.
I need them to win this weekend to kill the
Dominate.
Bills.
Dominate,
I need them.
too.
Need it.
Yeah.
If they, I will happily say I
This
was
is a
wrong
big
on the
one.
Chiefs if they win
If
this
they,
weekend
I would
big.
say, if they lose this one, I'm going to have to stumble out of here because
If they lose this one, Collins Chargers may come back and win that division.
I mean, you never know.
You never know. At 8 and
Eventually,
5,
they're going to get lucky. The AFC West is
West
ass.
is ass. Yeah, they're lucky. I
Turning
mean,
into Brady with
Yeah.
that dog shit AFC East.
wow,
Well,
wow. Don't make me pull up the stats. I'll do
I
it.
will say quickly on the Niners that Demador Lenore play at the end of the
Demador
game
Lenore.
was
Greatest
a
name.
complete representation of how that entire game went. Just fucking smacked him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
I did not like. Last thing I want to mention about this before we move to game picks was I don't think. How does Dre Greenlaw get kicked out when a random dude on the
Yeah.
sideline pushes you, gets
Yeah.
his hands on him? It's like, don't touch me. Who are you? You can't have
Yeah.
coaches touching players.
it's not even a coach, dog.
Yeah,
it was a
it's the head of
security guard.
security.
It was a security
He has
guard
no
that
business
He's just
touching.
sticking for his boys. I will say, I'm fine with him getting tossed because he did hit him in the mouth.
He hit him in the mouth.
got
He
in
did
the
hit
mouth.
him.
I'm just both those bozos out of here. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We're playing in the NFL. What is
Can't be
this? I
throwing
get it.
shots.
Again, that's Eagles. What are y'all doing having these guys this close to the sideline?
should not be
They're
getting
supposed to be
in the
watching
way.
the fans. Why are
Right.
they watching the game?
What are you doing
it's
here?
It's not the security guard's job to break up piles.
No.
That ain't it. That's a bozo move by the Eagles, but Greenlaw, come on. But I get it.
Kind of
Who
smart
is it?
though.
Yeah, I know.
Get
That's
Greenlaw outta
sneaky.
here.
That's sneaky.
That's
Then it's like,
sneaky.
man, then you're a bitch for that, Philly, low.
Yeah,
That's what
low-key.
y'all doing. It's like, come on, man.
Keeping
like,
the big Dom on
really?
the sideline
Really?
to get in a
Yeah.
fight with their best
Really?
player. Like if that's
That's-
Fred Warner and he gets kicked
Yeah.
out, what happens in that
no,
game?
like there should be no way a non-player is interacting with another player like that
no.
close.
Coaches, I understand
Yeah,
coaches are
coach
there,
too, but
but a
like-
head of security?
No, that if it was a coach, that's one thing.
Right,
you know?
that's one
and then
thing.
that's a bad coach
Yeah.
going too far.
Yep,
And it's
get
like,
outta here,
But
man.
the head of security, that's a really
Can't
bad
have
look,
that.
man. Really
Can't
bad.
have that.
Sirianni apologizing after the game for a reason. He's going
Yeah.
up and he's saying, "I'm really sorry about that." And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, because you fucked up.
Mhm.
Like that was the Eagles' bad in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, especially that spot in the game. It's 21-6, so it's 2 scores. Philly
Two
has
scores.
I thought Philly was
They-
winning
they
for sure.
just got
Yeah.
I
pushed
thought
to
Philly
foul.
was
Yeah.
winning for sure after that. I literally almost went and wagered an unhealthy amount. I didn't. Thank God.
On
Thank
the
God.
call, Ben Kirchleiter, or not Kurt Benker, that's the backup for the old guy for the Packers.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, too close of names.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a 1-for-1, and it's like one guy is an active player.
Active
that's-
player,
A
and
stud middle
security guard
linebacker.
that people
He's a
love.
security
And
guard.
As much as I
He's
get
a
it because they're
wonderful
talking about what's happening, but Greg Olson, not like hating on the guy, but this guy's becoming more of a local legend. It's like, shut up. This should not be
Yeah,
applauded.
we don't need to celebrate
We should not
this.
applaud a security guard overstepping his
Assaulting
boundaries.
Yeah.
I mean, really though, like
Yeah.
why is he?
He has no business
Why are
touching
you the
three.
one? If
Right.
they're not fighting, there's
No.
not a literal brawl going on.
The refs
security
get in the
guard.
middle of that. That's
Yeah.
what their job is
So,
to do, is to break that
again,
up, not
obviously,
his.
you don't got to talk about it forever, but just bad on the Eagles in my
Yeah,
mind there.
he needs to not be that close
You
to the
want to
action.
watch? Go behind the bench, dog,
Right,
and
go stand
watch,
over there.
so.
Yeah, if you don't want to do your
Come on,
job
man.
as head of security, you
Yeah.
can watch the game. Just go away.
I would say most of those guys that are wearing that yellow jacket are looking at the fans.
Yeah, because that's their
So,
job, is to watch the
I
fans.
don't know.
What are you
Yeah.
doing, Philly?
Unless he's Sirianni's like personal.
No, that. But I
He
just.
was standing very
He
close.
was
He
standing
was
very
standing
close to
very
Sirianni, but it's like, well, then you got to be the drag.
Get him
back
out of here,
coach.
right?
Yeah.
Hold him back. Hold
Yeah.
him back. I will say Philly did go out and get Shaq Leonard. Great pickup for them at middle linebacker because the Niners
Yeah.
exposed their linebacking
Yeah.
core. So they're like, oh, hey, this guy's a really good linebacker. Let's go
Yeah.
bring him in. So I like that move for Philly. So we'll see how much that affects them moving forward.